mind and money. Thank you for joining me and the Old Grumpy Prosperity team. Tonight we are interviewing Jonathan Amaret, the award-winning author of the Rominus series, which some have called Harry Potter for adults. Jonathan uses the world of vampirism to make a defined commentary about the state of humanity. Jonathan has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop. He has used those challenges to empower himself and empower people in realizing their talents and fulfilling their dreams. Jonathan is a champion for humanity. It's time for a little spoken word to kick off the show from the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. Johnny, take it away.
On Nakia, this week we had, unfortunately, the Sunshine Princess of Poetry got called away. She's doing a dress rehearsal for a major production. Wow. But she did send in a piece of poetry that she wanted us to check out tonight, and I see our guest Jonathan Amaret has snuck into the studio. Jonathan, we're going to be right with you, so we got you covered. But the piece of poetry we have is from Lyric Ishani, and it's called Chocolate Kisses. Let's see if it's worth a smooch.
Sweet temptations graze across your lips. An indulgence that sends a current through your body and ignites you. My full chocolate lips are lightly caressing yours. Your anticipation is so audible to me. I can actually hear your heart pounding through your chest. I slowly take my tongue and I've taken the flavor of your lips, and I can still taste the strawberries I fed you moments before. How delectable you are. The vibration of your moan on my lips encourages me, and I slowly part your lips with my tongue and enjoy the flavors of our mouths. Fiercely sensual, I become feverish in my own skin, and now steaming from the heat, the lips between my thighs begin to flow. Each kiss plays you with such precision and deliberateness, and we get lost over and over again. The kiss of life, so sweetly urged.
And that was Lyric Ishani with Chocolate Kisses. I think it deserves a little smooch there. But we're going to move on. We have, let's see what Money Making Thought Darronell has for us today. Voice of Reason.
Thank you, Rodney B. Thank you. Reach forward. You might not reach your goal today, yet you can reach a significant part of the way toward it. You may not make as much progress today as you intend, yet you will make some valuable progress. Don't you dare be discouraged by what you were not able to do. Instead, be inspired by what you have been able to get done and by what you're now in a position to achieve. Even though you're not able to reach all the way right now, reach. Go ahead. Do what you can. Now, when you have the opportunity, get started, continue, make some progress, then do it again and again. Small efforts add up to big results when you repeat them often enough. What I have learned about myself and growing my mind when it comes to the theme, reach forward, and the action I will take is to take my time and allow my smaller efforts to end up in big results. I will see you later on in the show, but right now it's time for our special interview with Jonathan Amaret. Nakia, over to you.
Thank you, Darnell. That was awesome. We are continuing our conversation for prosperity with Jonathan Amaret. Thank you so much for showing up to the show tonight and coming to share with us, Jonathan.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much, Nikita. Thank you all, Ronnie, everyone, for having me again.
Jonathan, the last time you were on the show, you were just about to release Rominus. Please bring us up
Yes.
with the book's progress, and possible movie production.
Oh, wow. Well, Nikita, besides the fact that the book has just released its third edition since we last spoke,
Wow.
Rominus has gone on to win 4 literary awards and sell books all over the world for over $3,300 a copy, as a matter of fact. It goes, even now, it goes from anywhere between $90, $200, $700, $1,200, $1,600 a copy, $3,351 a copy. It's pretty insane, and actually the shock hasn't settled yet. I guess that led to it garnering the attention of 2 major players in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, and we're now in negotiations to make Rominus into a major motion picture. One of them actually happens to be in the top 10 list of the most prominent directors in the world. He's actually responsible for one of the biggest comic book film franchises out there. So quite a bit has happened since we last spoke.
Oh, my gosh. That is awesome. So, in this process, what has been the biggest challenge in having Rominus be the success that you want it to be?
I would say that the biggest challenge has always been dealing with non-believers.
Okay.
And by that I mean those who only think inside the box within the box. I can't tell you how many times I've had doors slammed in my face or had people telling me that it wasn't possible or that it wouldn't succeed. As a matter of fact, I would say 99% of everything I've come to experience was that, doors slamming, opportunities being closed and just, shut off to me. And people who have a vested interest in playing down to the lowest common denominator among people. And that has been the toughest challenge on this particular journey so far.
Wow.
Nothing has even come close.
Wow, I can definitely relate to not having people believe in your path and your purpose and being rejected. I can definitely relate to that. I'm sure we all can. So what has transformed you? So could you step up to any new challenges? What did you have to transform you so you can step up to any new challenges for a better way of forming that question for you?
Well,
you trying to get that question out? I'm going to help you just one little bit. How about what did you have to transform so you could step up to the challenges?
Yes, thank you.
Well, I can tell you this. I had to learn to center myself and come to the realization of what is most important in my life, and that was love and only love. And I mean that in the broadest sense. I literally had to ask myself at many points along the way, how will I be measured as a person in the end? By how much I gained or how much I gave. And once I answered that question for myself, everything just started to fall together, and it really came down to some of the things that I teach in the workshops and presentations and lectures that I give on thought mechanics, and that is to not care, to literally just do what I have to do and not waste a single neuron of thought on anything that is not what I need to do in that moment. So really living in the moment. So that's kind of in a nutshell something that I had to transform, to step up to those challenges.
Wow, that's awesome. That's very interesting to be that in tune. So,
it's a hard thing to do. You really have to remind yourself every day that that's what you have to do, and that's where you have to go, because it's so easy. And everyone knows this, it's so incredibly easy to forget. They say when things start to get very good, the first thing that people forget is their God and their goodness. And it's usually only when times get tough that people gain that clarity again, and they start to pray again, and they start to give again. So it's been a challenge to always remind myself that that's the way it needs to be. No matter if times are good, that's the center. So,
well, I've
in a nutshell,
received that and try to avoid those distractions. What challenges do you see on the horizon, and what are you doing to prepare?
Lots of meditation to prepare for all of the many challenges, but I would say that some of the biggest challenges that I foresee on the horizon would be having to deal with those people, again, like I said, who have a vested interest in playing down to the lowest common denominator among people. There is an enormous machine, and those who are not in the industry, and even those who are in the industry but are not in the industry to the levels that, when you're having to deal with hundreds of millions of dollars or billion-dollar franchises, etc., there is an enormous machine that has been put in place to constantly dumb down things or just play down to people and play down to people's intelligence. And it's so very difficult to get in something of quality, something of substance into the machine so that it comes out as a product. And I foresee that being an enormous challenge in the future. And no matter how successful Rominus has been, even if you're J.K. Rowling or you're Stephen King, you're still having to face these challenges. And through the grapevine, you get to hear a lot of stories in my industry, so many stories of people who are incredibly successful by all standards, but still have to face this monster that we call the industry. And
wow.
That, I would say, is going to really pull out some gray hair, in me at least.
Wow. Well, hopefully it doesn't get gray all over, but I'm sure it'll be just.
The meditation helps with that, the age reversal, which is one of the things that I teach, as a matter of fact. So that has helped tremendously. As a matter of fact, in the last year, a little over a year, I've managed to quite literally, knock off at least, 12, to most people, what they say, about 13 years from my age. I was born in 84, so I'm 30, but I look like a 17-year-old. And that, I'm hoping to continue to employ that throughout this journey, because I think it's going to be absolutely necessary with what I have to face.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are trying to drink from your cup.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're starting a tour. We'll be in Singapore October 26th for a big convention. I think it's a 4,000-person convention in Singapore, a place I've never been to, but I've heard so many great things about Singapore and how beautiful it is and how great the people are there. So I'm going to bring some of that knowledge, the new book that I'm working on, it's called...
So before you get...
go ahead. So sorry, I'm deviating. Go, please.
Get there, because we have some more of the show to look into, so we don't want to go too far ahead and spoil the moment for those that are waiting and anticipating for that information a little bit later. So for right now, give me a few words of wisdom that you are willing to share with our listeners about the theme, reach forward, when it comes to building your wealth and prosperity. And thank you for that.
A few words. Reaching forward. I would say do it. Most people will talk. most people have dreams. All people have dreams. But a very, very few people have the boldness, the tenacity, and the belief that those dreams can come true to actually go out and do something about it and to reach forward toward your goal and to actually put forth effort. So I would say do it. Stop talking about it. I remember a story of the author Stein, who wrote Of Mice and Men, when they asked him, Mr. Stein, I want to become a writer. Is there any advice you can give me? He said, write. As simple as that, you know.
Wow.
If you want to be an actor, act. If you want to be a football player, play football. You know, and eventually you will get to where you want to go. The universe rewards those who live boldly and act boldly, and great forces come to your aid when you do that. So that's out of that.
Thank you so much. That is awesome. Very powerful words. What you have been sharing is a true blessing, and I am moved, touched, and inspired by your willingness to be tenacious, to just do it and step out there and not just be a dreamer and a talker, but a doer. And I see for myself following in your footsteps in new transitions and experiences and opportunities that will come before me so I can be bold and confident and tenacious in reaching my goals through efforts in simply doing it.
That's fantastic. And you know what? We'll probably have to share some words, and I could probably learn many things from you and everything that you do and apply that to my own life, because as you can tell, I have some pretty tough challenges ahead. So I'm probably going to need as much education on the subject as possible. So
that's why we're here. And what we're going to be doing now is hearing a little bit more from Jonathan later on in the show. But right now it's time for a prosperous spirit with the lovely Mrs. Cookie. Miss Cookie, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Nakia. Experience. Every experience in my teacher, I open myself to learning. At times, I may forget who I am. I may forget I have immediate access to divine intelligence or that I am one with divine love. Perhaps I feel off-centered or frustrated in those moments, yet this is simply part of my human experience. Each time I forget who I am, I embrace the opportunity to remember. I open my heart and mind and listen to the teeming wisdom of the universe. I may be reminded of my divine nature through a powerful pause or a conversation with a wise friend. What matters most is that I remain open and teachable. I welcome my life experience as continuous opportunities to remember. I am never separated from the kingdom of God. Before Nakia take us to break, may I have a personal pledge moment, please. To my mother, on your birthday and always, please know that I appreciate you, Mother. I see the path you have made. That's all your own. I see the many unique talents and gifts you have to share. I see your brilliance, your enthusiasm, and how deeply you care and hurt sometimes. I see your hard-earned wisdom, your soft, pure innocence, your courage and compassion. I see what a difference you make in this world. I love you for all that you are. Happy birthday. I love you. Keep your head up and stay righteous, no matter how hard it gets. I will always love you. Love, your son, Ronnie. Now, Nakia, take us to break.
Wow. Up next, in the kitchen with Mrs. Cookie, the corner with Quiet Storm, and more. Please stay tuned.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy? No loans? Your credit card debt eliminated? I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully, knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep. Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Something smells great. I think it's a dish Miss Cookie has been whipping up in the kitchen. What you got for us, Miss Cookie?
Thank you, Ronnie B. And welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. This is a recipe for all of you football fans rushing to the television not to miss a pass or a kickoff. It is my Southwestern salsa steak chili, and it's very tasty. Here comes your ingredients. You will need 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 cup frozen whole kernel corn thawed, 1 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 17-ounce packed refrigerated cooked beef tip with gravy, 1 16-ounce jar of mild or medium thick and chunky salsa, 1 14 to 16-ounce can pinto beans or red bean rinsed and drained, 1/4 cup bottle of hickory flavored barbecue sauce, 4 cup of sour cream. Directions. Preparations. In a large saucepan or Dutch oven, heat oil over medium heat. Add corn and chili powder. Cook for 3 minutes, stirring frequently. Stir in beef tips with gravy, salsa, beans, and barbecue sauce. Bring to a boil, stirring occasionally to break up beef slightly. Reduce the heat. Cook and simmer for 5 minutes. And here comes the good part. You can serve with corn muffins or crackers. Top your chili with the sour cream. It makes 4 servings. It is yummy, yummy good. Eat and enjoy. Now it's time for the corner with Quiet Storm. Take it away.
Miss Cookie, thank you for that delicious recipe. And yes, we are over here at the corner. And tonight we are featuring music from Jeremy Raphael out of Baltimore, Maryland, with his new hit album, Down to Mars. Now, from the website, Jeremy Raphael is an R&B artist, singer, songwriter from Baltimore, Maryland, with musical influences ranging from Smokey Robinson to Justin Timberlake. As you know, we asked the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it, you guessed it, needs more fertilizing. Now, this first track we're hearing from Jeremy Raphael's new album, Down to Mars, is the title track. DJ, let's get down to Mars.
Look in your eyes, girl, takes me up to the skies, girl. Got me trying to devise, girl. What makes you so high, girl? Fly, girl. Always down, I keep you round. State to state, they can't be found. Gotta make a call to NASA. Crazy how you blast off. Got a girl who's probably out this globe. Alien is to behold. Down to Mars, girl. Talk about you and Mars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Down to Mars. Had me searching for you, girl. Out this world was looking, girl. Down to Mars. You took me, but I couldn't tell. Abducted me like Roswell. Down to Mars, girl. Talk about you and Mars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. The way you move, girl, they never see. Classy as it can never be. Sex appeal effortlessly. Got me gone celestially. Telescope they need to see to reach a perfect recipe. Gotta make this call to NASA. Crazy how you blast off. Got a girl who's probably out this globe. Alien is to behold. Down to Mars, girl. Talk about you and Mars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Down to Mars. And me searching for you, girl. Out this world was looking, girl. Down to Mars. You took me, but I couldn't tell. Abducted me like Roswell. Got me down to Mars, girl. Talk about you and Mars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Shooting down these stars, girl. Down, 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 down. Cause she's so down, 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 down. She's so down, 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 down. Cause she's so down, 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 down. She's so down, 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 down. She's so down, 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 down. She's so she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down, yeah, she's so down. Gotta make a call to NASA. Crazy how you blast off. Got a girl who's probably out this globe. Alien is to behold. Down to Mars. Had me searching for you, girl. Out this world was looking, girl. Down to Mars. You took me, but I couldn't tell. Abducted me like Roswell.
was Down to Mars, and we're going right to our panel. Is the track Getting a Smooch and a Rose, or being sent straight to Jupiter with a handful of fertilizer? And let's go to Jonathan. Jonathan, what did you think of Down to Mars?
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. It's actually, I was listening to it right now. I'm actually doing work on something at the same time. Leave it to me to multitask. And I usually don't listen to music while I work because I need to, read back the things that I'm writing. But that was actually really great for working with. So I loved it.
All right. Okay. Well, we're going to go right on over to Nakia. Nakia, that was Down to Mars.
I love you, Prosper. I'm gonna give it a smooch. It was
a smooch.
Very interesting. I like the beat, the flow, going down.
All right. Well, Nakia gives it a smooch, and Miss Cookie, what about Down to Mars?
You need to go on down to Mars and stay there. So I think I'll just back up 2 of my trucks and dump it on it and help them rest in peace.
Oh, that was definitive from Miss Cookie. Mr. Darrow now.
Wow, that's a hard act to follow, Miss Cookie. I'm gonna jump in with you. That's fertilizer. So we got 2 more trucks waiting after you dump yours.
That's rough. Mr. Ronnie B. Ronnie B. Chomping at the bit.
Well, I'm with Nakia. There were parts that I really, there's something about it that I like. Just wanted, it was just something more that I think would have got it over. So I'm gonna give him a rose.
Oh, a smooch and a rose. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a rose. I'm gonna give him a rose.
When Nakia gave them a smooch earlier, so that would go together. All right. And, of course, my 2 cents. I did like Down to Mars. I thought it was, it was nice music that you could actually cruise to or maybe get some work done, like Jonathan said, without it interrupting you. So I like the really smooth vibe, and I'm going to give it a smooch and a little rose. Now, this next track from Jeremy, this one is called Freeze Frame, featuring lyrics. Did I get that right, Ronnie B?
If you get a complaint, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Well, we are going to go straight to it. Let's hear it from Freeze Frame.
Focus. Pose. Moments froze, Instagram flower, 20K follow, now you rose, now you pro, yelling let me go. Images, yeah I hold, but you kept switching clothes, I guess the negatives got exposed. Wake up, no makeup, popular, my ocular, outsiders they jocking her, blocking like they locking her. Can I capture ya? I was on before the filters, that flash built ya. Do more than just picture you, freeze this frame around you, let's go.
Photo shoots inside of my spot, better than looking for you. So many faces I have forgot, none of them break through. These casting calls just don't work out, figure what to do. Inspiration I'm so without, don't seem to have a clue. I said I don't seem to have a clue, babe. But if you knew how hard to try, in every particular way, my lens wants to capture your life, create collages in my database, but my flash won't bother your eyes. You don't seem to take me the same, just like slideshow keeps passing me by. Tell me how can I freeze frame? This paintbrush reveals my soul. Stories now unfold. These snapshots have taken toll. Phones just like a roll. These angles I shoot in pose left me so exposed. I can't develop these pics I hold. Which was I even chose, babe? But if you knew how hard I tried, in every particular way, my lens wants to capture your light, create collages in my database, but my flash won't bother your eyes. You don't seem to take me the same. The slideshow keeps passing me by. Tell me how can I freeze frame? I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. I just wanna capture you. I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. I just wanna capture you. I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. Said I just wanna capture you in my freeze frame. I just wanna capture you. Yeah, it fits you here. The way your lens captures your beauty without no glare. Perfect picture there. Take a shot. I got plenty of film to spare. If you dare to the world, we can share. Instagram can't carry the weight without my lenses. A pleasure to my senses. Got me neglecting all my friends. But if you knew how hard I try, in every particular way, my lens wants to capture your life, create collages in my database, but my flash don't bother your eyes. You don't seem to take me the same. The slideshow keeps passing me by. Tell me how can I freeze frame? But if you knew, but if you knew, but if you knew how hard I try.
And panel, has the track freeze frame put a freeze on the fertilizer, or is it getting smooches and roses? And we are going right to Ronnie B. Ronnie B.
Well, I'm giving it a smooch and a rose. I was a little bit. I think I like his singing. There's a nice voice there. Some of the music got a little bit too much. I wasn't sure was I coming or going, and he might have been able to lead a rap out completely. But the singing was strong enough where I'll give it a smooch and a rose.
Okay, you're going to give it a smooch and a rose. All right. Okay. Miss Cookie, what about this one from Jeremy Raphael?
I'll just give him one truffle fertilizer.
All right. Well, okay. Well, Miss Cookie is giving freeze frame just one truck this time. And Darnell.
Wow, that was weird. I'm going to give it a yell. I give it a yell.
A yo? Wait a minute. Is that in the dictionary of smooches and roses, Ronnie B?
A yo is synonymous with a pedal.
Okay. Translation received. Translation received. Nikia.
I'm like so in between. I understood what Ronnie B was saying, but I got lost somewhere in the wording, I would say.
You were frozen with that freeze frame.
I was frozen. I was a whole lot. I'm gonna I didn't like this one too much. So I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna back up a truck. I just didn't like it very much.
All right, truck number 2. Nakia is backing up truck number 2. And Jonathan.
I'll give it a smooch and a rose. I like the chorus. I like the flow of the chorus, and I'm still kind of, still thinking about that beat. It's still in my head, so I think it has some staying power. If I'm still, jamming to the beat in my head, then something was right about that song. So smooch and a rose from me.
All right. Smooch and a rose from Jonathan Amaret, our guest, and it's time for me to say what I think. I like this one. It is odd for me to like anything that's kind of techno, unless it's somehow mixed up with house. But I like this one because even though I might not necessarily play it every week, I can definitely see, I like how he plays with sound. I can really appreciate that. The lyrics don't necessarily make sense, but you can still vibe with it. I like it. So I'm going to give it a smooch. I'm definitely giving it a smooch. And you, yes, you, if you like what you heard from Jeremy Raphael, you can check him out on Facebook. Darnell, take us to break.
No problem, Wildstorm. We continue our interview with Jonathan Amaret, Shawty Sunshine Lounge, and voices from the ethers. Please stay tuned.
Lord, I confess I've made mistakes. I have accumulated too much credit card debt, and now I cannot imagine overcoming it without your help. I beg of you to intercede on my behalf. Provide me with the financial means to be able to breathe again. Please forgive my sins, Lord. Walk with me. Help me to make the right decisions throughout my life. I'm Sharon, the Debt Destroyer. I work with people like you, good people, who need a way to eliminate their credit card debt and get back on the path to prosperity. My team of experts will work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loan, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed? Contact me at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 1-888-431-2829.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Now it's time to visit the lounge. Shani, take it away.
Oh, Shani, I'm filling in. I got the keys to the lounge. Let me tell you, drinks is on Jonathan. That's right. Yep, drinks is on Jonathan. He going to Singapore. He ain't worried about paying for that bill. All right. And so it's great. Welcome to Shiny Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tap your foot. Tonight we have an awesome poet, Nigo True, performing Letter to My Little Sister. Oh, let's check this boy out. Me Go True. And he's doing Letter to My Little Sister. That mic is hot.
Sure. Sneaker. This one's for you. Remember hearing our parents arguing after dark, it felt strange. And you sneak into my half of the bunk bed just to feel safe, so I'd make a tent out of the quilts and tell you it's our fortress. And as we heard footsteps, I tell you to keep your voice down and talk less. We play games to pass the time until you fell asleep. A few years later, you thought you'd be the one to lecture me. I can't lie, I'm a hypocrite. Because I used to be the biggest prick, and I don't want my sister ended up with a guy like that. I mean a guy like me, because I know what guys are like. I just understand you want us to feel like you used to laugh when I tripped over hurt myself. And I'd always hear you say something cheeky when I turned as well, but the thing that makes me laugh when I think back is your silly theory about how I should date and bring back the ones like you meet a girl I'm talking to and tell me afterwards if you think she's good enough. You say something like, she must think she's buff. And we laugh as you cuss her. And even when I did fall like a suck and showed you my ex like I loved her, no matter how much I was away, you knew I was still your big brother. We don't have to spend time for you to know that. I tell you, call me when you need me. So you never call me because you don't want to see needed. That's my baby sister, that's why I love her. And when people meet us, they think we hate each other because we greet with insults and shoves out. Friends always look confused, but that's our definition of a hugger. Remember when so-and-so tried to bully you in year 6 here, this, I sent 3 guys to tell them face to face that you're my sister. I guess that's not. Because I never heard a word again. I even took you to your first church again. Back when the house parties were cool as should. Back when we were risking everything in the name of these hoods. Me and David sneaking in late. And you throw the key over the back gate. And I'd sneak in the house and count the steps. Cause you knew the 7th step to his creaked, it was peak. But it seems girls these days seem to know the price of their dream engagement ring before they know the value of marriage. And apparently there's a correlation between looks, cooking and being married, but before we get into that, there's a couple of things I need to get out of the way. First things first, I do not like any of your guy friends that's out there. I had to say, and I definitely don't like any of these girls that I think are leaving you straight. And I hate this growing up thing you've been doing recently. How dare you, girl? See, I remember how you used to bring things and tell mom it was me. And you'd be smiling as I'd be receiving a piece of cheek. I remember how I hated looking after you, okay? Maybe I didn't hate it as much as I made out to you, but when I knew so much about Hannah Montana Power Pump girls and Kim Possible, I needed an excuse. You hate the fact that your friends think I'm cute, and I hate the fact that you borrow my clothes without putting them back to me. I think you're annoying and you think I'm ugly. Only one of us is lying, and obviously that's not me. But I think the hardest thing to take is one day you're going to have to leave this house and get married. Well, let me give you some advice on how to carry yourself. First things first, being a female is not an excuse for you to raise your tone. You raise your point before you raise your voice. You were raised by men, you were raised by wolves. He raised his hand. You won't raise the man, no scrap that. He raised his hand, we raise our back. You got an army for a surname and a soldier for a brother. And I will not. I repeat, I will not allow you to use your race or your gender as an excuse of why you cannot compete with the others. Because every time you ask me a question, I provide you with an answer. When I couldn't, I provide you with a path. At the same time, I play your brother. You see, sometimes I wonder if you relate to daddy. Are you proud of me because your daddy weren't around to see the woman you turned out to be? So, same time I play your brother, I will play your father. Sure. Letter to my little sister. Happy birthday to Nasha. Happy birthday, Lorna. It's your present for the next 22 years. We raised us.
That was a performance from Me Go True, Letter to My Little Sister. Team is Letter to My Little Sister getting some snap or some rotten tomatoes. The Empress of Faith has spoken. Snap. Did voice of reason.
Snap.
Snap, 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 snap. Quiet storm.
Yeah, and to give him a snap.
He got a snap. Okay, Quiet Storm gave him a snap, Jonathan Amaret.
Snap, snap from me.
Snap, snap. I'm going to, I'm giving the brother a definite snap, snap, and I'm going to listen to it, with my good headphones on. Because the brother was talking fast at certain spots, and I just ain't that fast. So I got to slow it down. I got to listen to it too. But I could feel the energy. I got a little sister, little knucklehead. Now it's time to continue our interview with Jonathan Amaret. Darrow Nail, please take it away.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Jonathan, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Darnell. How are you?
Good, thank you. Man, thank you for sharing early, and congratulations on the success of Rominus.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Not a problem at all. In this segment, we will learn more about Jonathan and his principles for living a transformed life. Jonathan, one thing we work to accomplish is having our listeners and ourselves see behaviors that have been hidden from our view that impact our ability to create prosperity. I have a couple of questions so you can give us a little coaching.
Sure. Absolutely. Shoot.
Let's get it. You don't know what you don't know. How do these words form a basis for distinguishing what might be hidden from our view pertaining to prosperity?
Well, for me and my interpretation of those words, you don't know what you don't know. I can tell you from my personal experience that I didn't know I could be a writer. I didn't know I could be a writer because I didn't know I could be a writer. And I didn't know I could be an award-winning writer. I didn't know I could be a director. I didn't know I could sing opera or be an aviator, a scientist, and work with NASA to do, marketing work and become a spiritual teacher of sorts and a motivational speaker and travel around the world. I didn't know I could do these things because, I had never tried them up until that point. So I didn't know what I didn't know. But when I did choose to do it, and in some cases I was forced to step up and do these things, the universe, I guess, took notice and made sure that it gave me exactly what I needed to succeed. So that's what those words mean to me, or my interpretation of that.
Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Already, always listening. Can you explain this a little and share how it might impact one's ability to create new relationships or development of new business opportunities?
I would say that most people spend more time talking than they do listening. And one of the keys to my own success, I can only speak for myself, but one of the keys to my success has been becoming a listener, becoming an observer. And I mean that in the broadest sense as well, silencing that noise from within and doing my best to keep the noise at a minimum from without. It's often said, truth dwells in silence. So if you're too busy making noise, how can you possibly hear it? And that became ever true for me. So I would say that impacts our ability to create new relationships and develop new business opportunities. When people are speaking to you, they could say the smallest word. It could be something that they weren't even conscious of that they said. And it could be the key to really creating the type of relationship or developing some kind of new partnership that could lead to your future. So I would say that is incredibly important, becoming a listener.
Okay. It never hurts. It does.
People like the quiet ones, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed it too, but people love the quiet ones. So.
Always.
You give off that mysterious persona, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I've been told. I watched my older cousins operate like that for a long time.
Oh, there you go.
But Jonathan, this is what I'm waiting to hear. Please share a specific moment where your efforts and the memories of the work you and others did still brings a smile to your face. I know you got some good ones, so give the audience a good one. Give the audience a good one.
Of all the memories, let's see, that's 13 years. 13 years on this particular journey with this project. So I would say that it didn't happen too long ago, maybe about 2 months ago. I got a call, and that call was from one of my business partners and liaisons, also an executive producer of the project, Rominus. And he called me with some remarkable news and said, John, one of the investors just came in and we just secured 80% of the budget, which is equal to $80 million. And it wasn't the money, or it wasn't the fact that we secured it. It was in that moment. I remembered another moment when I was sitting back when we were filming the Rominus teaser film in 2006 with Faye Dunaway, Academy Award-winning actress Faye Dunaway, and multiple Emmy Golden Globe winner Ed Asner. And I remember watching them on my set and surrounded by 70 people, 70 crewmen and about 30 extras, and watching these two acting giants go head to head and acting with them. And I remember a moment when we took a break and we were all just looking at each other. We were all so much in character. We really didn't speak much in that moment personally to each other. We just kind of looked at each other, still in character. And I remember that moment. I would never have guessed, I would never in my wildest dreams have imagined that 8 years down the line, somebody would be calling me saying, Jonathan, you just secured $80 million. We just need $20 million more, and they're working on it right now. So it was one of those serendipitous moments where an entire timeline came together. It moved me. It really did.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. You see everybody just looking at each other, still in character. I can imagine that was probably a very, very powerful just experience, just seeing them and you together.
Oh, it was intense. And you know those two actors are intense actors. So I was weaned on them. So you can only imagine and then in that scene, we were all, our characters all were at odds. So you can imagine the added tension with everyone still in character. And you never forget when you have Faye Dunaway look at you with that scornful look. You never forget what that is. So I still remember it to this day. So incredible memories.
Oh, man. You know what? I could just imagine Ed Asner looking at you saying, I'm glad he didn't. But, Jonathan, we could talk forever, man, because, again, you really are a very tight brother, and we just enjoy having you here on the show tonight.
Well, I appreciate it, Darnell. Thank you so much.
Hey, my pleasure. But is it time to hear from our listeners? Ronnie B, I hear something rustling over there. What's going on over there from the ethers?
Well, what's going on is that our overpaid production assistants dropped the ball and did not get us the emails this week, and so we're going to have to have a discussion with them. But that gives me a chance to say, and listeners, forgive us, the email, we listen, we read, listen to all your emails. We can't do them all on the show, but we do read them, and we love you, and keep sending them in, and we'll get it straightened out. I do want to say now here is a trivia question. What was the episode Jonathan made his first appearance? This is episode 153.
Wow.
Now, there were some cast members who were on that original episode. Shani the Poet was on that episode. And she snuck in through the back room with the slide door.
Quiet Storm was in it as well, wasn't she?
No, Quiet Storm was not part of the first episode. The episode, no.
It was the goddess.
It was the guy. There we
go. Nakia, because I remember Nakia, and I think I remember
Nakia wasn't on that show either. The Empress Faith came much later. But Shani the Poet was there, and the Voice of Reason.
The Voice of Reason, yes.
I
guess we all know each other in past lives or something. I guess that's you guys seem so familiar to me.
That's because they're good.
They're awesome.
That's because they're really good. But it was the 35th episode.
Wow.
Yeah, this is episode 153. It was the 35th episode. And by the way, give your mother my love. She's awesome.
I will.
Awesome woman. I mean, you know, she's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, she has.
She's been doing it. Yeah, she been down for you know, she been down for it.
Yeah, she's actress original, you know, just old school.
Mom's bad lady. You know, so side, quick, faster than her. All right, okay. But audience, we're going to hear more from Jonathan later in the show. But I think Nakia, take us away.
Coming up in the next segment, the finale. Our interview with Jonathan Amaret continues. Food for thought and the prosperity work. Take us to break.
They say, stop creditors from harassing you. Consolidate your credit card debt into a loan. They say, stop those annoying calls. Simply file bankruptcy. They don't say, consolidating credit card debt into a loan keeps you paying on that debt for years and more years with interest. They don't say, file for bankruptcy and say no to a car loan, no to a mortgage for up to 11 years. Don't file bankruptcy and ruin your credit for years. Don't get a consolidation loan and pay years and years. Get your credit card debt destroyed. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer. Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed. Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And you better believe that we do it all with love. It's time for the finale. Quiet Storm, take it away.
Thank you so much, Shani. We're glad to have you in the house. And Jonathan, it has been a very special treat having you back on the show. We all really mean it.
Thank you so much.
Now, you are quite welcome, and I'm just going to dive right in with some questions that I have. Jonathan, what challenges do you see lurking in the waters that will try to slow you down or take you off the path from growing your vision and succeeding beyond expectations?
That question is quite simple and yet complicated to answer, because there is one major challenge lurking in the waters as far as that goes. And I remember seeing an interview where Dave Chappelle recited something his father told him before his father died, and that was, success will take you where character cannot sustain you. And you come right back down to money. Whatever energies are, are behind money. Money is just the physical manifestation of many energies that go into that. And those who are not in the entertainment industry, and when I say that, I mean in these little circles within the industry where real decisions get made, decisions that change the outcome of society in many ways. When you start to delve into these circles, you start to realize that there is, and it's not secret anymore, but there is a lot of corruption. A lot of corruption. And most people would not even believe what happens within those circles. It's even films don't even go as far as pretending to show fiction of the nonfiction that, of those things that happen there. But I would say, in a broad sense, trying to be as broad as possible, because I don't want to already shoot myself in the foot with this Rominus project or anything else, but I would say that that's a major challenge lurking in the waters. Money, corruption, greed, and success in itself can lead to people killing themselves. Robin Williams, the list goes on. So you never really know with that.
That was great insight. Please share with us 2 pitfalls that you've seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for fulfilling their dreams.
2 pitfalls. I would say, one, just to piggyback off of what I just said before, money. When you get to certain levels of success, and we've seen it time and time again, people just, artists and just people in general, begin to follow the money more than the very dreams that got them to be where they are. And that inevitably leads to their demise. It always does. I mean, there is no choice but for it to lead you to your demise. And the second one I would say is conformity. People get there, and no one can argue that the art coming out from those artists who struggle to get to where they are, but then have these hundreds of millions of dollars, and et cetera, and now their art is nowhere near the caliber that it used to be. And that's because that conformity has created a barrier between them and their humanity to an extent, and also their ears not to the ground, their feet are not firmly grounded in what the people want and what is going on in the world today, and what people really are searching for, and what changing times, the zeitgeist of what's going on. So when you're not rooted in that anymore, your work suffers tremendously, and we've seen it. I mean, I can really go down a list. I won't do that because some of these people I know either through acquaintances or I know personally, but it has ruined their careers. And now, before they were A-listers, and they arguably still are, but their name doesn't carry the weight it used to because they fell into these main two pitfalls. So that, I would say, are the two.
For those who have ears to hear and eyes to see.
Oh, yes.
And Jonathan,
it's a crazy industry.
Yes. Well, would you please share with us one practice you use daily? Now, this is a practice you use daily to keep yourself in action and focus on the results you intend to produce.
I would say one practice that I utilize every single day would be that I make a list of everything that I need to get done, everything from errands to major projects and all in between. I list them according to priority as well, and also how quickly I can get them done, and that takes precedence over a lot of things. So that allows me to focus and keep everything in line so that I can give each thing the attention that it needs without fearing that I will forget to do something or put something before something else and risk, not meeting deadlines, etc. Really, in the end, it's all about focusing on the small steps and not the giant leaps. That way, every day is a progression. And that's what I do every day. That's my little ritual, among other things.
Well, that is definitely worth replicating. And definitely a fundamental. And, Jonathan, what do you have on your plate? And how can our listeners learn more about your projects and activities?
Oh, wow. Well, I would say Rominus, the Initiation, Rominus spelled R-O-M-I-N-U, has just released in its third edition, and you can purchase your copy at either eruscrolls.com, that's ERUSCROLLS, eruscrolls.com, or Amazon. It will soon be available on Barnes & Noble again and other places. That, and you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The Facebook is facebook.com/Rominus, or Twitter is Rominus the Book, all together. You can follow us, keep up to speed on what we're doing. Also, I'm releasing my upcoming book, Thought Mechanics, a practical guide to manifestation, meditation, and age reversal. And that's actually the lectures that I'm doing internationally now. I'll be in Singapore, as I said, in late October. Shortly after that, I'll be in Malaysia, the Philippines, and then Italy before the year is out, and possibly Mexico, I think, as well in December. But if you want to, you can always reach out to me, either through Facebook, Twitter, or you can email me directly at the.initiation@yahoo.com. And feel free to just contact me and get on our email list, and I'm happy to share with you some of the things that we're doing that me and my team are putting together right now, as far as workshops, as far as little tidbits here and there from the book, Rominus the Initiation. There's many giveaways that we're doing on Goodreads.com. You can find us there, Rominus the Initiation on Goodreads. My next workshop is in Burbank on October 4th. I'm really looking forward to that. It's the last one in the States before we go over to Asia. So I am really looking forward to it. So please, by all means, anyone who's listening, reach out to me. I love to hear from listeners and readers out there. I absolutely adore readers. So anything I can do to point you in the right direction or to share a few laughs with you, I'm more than willing to do it, and I actually get a kick out of it. It's the best part of my day. So there we go, in a nutshell.
Well, that was awesome, Jonathan. And I want to thank you and much success, continued success, and love to you and your crew. Keep working on these wonderful projects. And again, Jonathan, we just want to thank you for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. Thank you for helping us to do just that. Please come back and visit us again.
Absolutely. If you guys will have me, I would love to come back. We'll try to make it not such a big gap from 35 to 150 next time, but please, I'd love to come back. I love speaking with you all. Quiet Storm, Nakia, Ronnie B., Darnell, you guys are just awesome, truly. So thank you all for doing what you do, and thanks again for having me on your show.
You're quite welcome. I wonder what special dish Nakia has whipped up for us on Food for Thought tonight. Nakia?
Thank you, Quiet Storm. Food for Thought. Feel the greatness. This is a great day to be alive. This is a great day to be who you are, where you are, and in the way you are. On this day, you can begin by assuming the best. Then you can follow through and do everything in your power to make it happen. Today, there will be all kinds of challenges and frustrations. And today, you can use each one of them as a way to grow stronger, more compassionate, more capable, and more accomplished. This is a day that's too unique and precious to waste. This is a day that's filled with new and exciting possibilities for making a difference. Though there are certainly things to complain about, there is much more to be thankful for. Focus on the gratitude instead of the shortcomings, and you'll invite today's special flavor of abundance into your life. This is a great day to be positive, purposeful, and filled with enthusiasm for all you can do. Feel all the potential greatness in this day and get busy bringing it to life in your own special way. An action I see I can take for myself when it comes to the theme, feel the greatness. As I grow, my mind and money is to take the moment and live it to its fullest. Not anticipate or worry about the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 hours, days, and weeks from now, but face my reality of this very instant right now. I can't worry about what is yet to come if I haven't dealt with what's in front of me, whether it's because of frustration, because of fear, false evidence appearing real, or the realities of what I face. I have to take everything one breath, one moment at a time. This is what I will do for myself, taking one moment, this moment, and making the best of my day. Over to Ronnie B for the prosperity work.
In the moment. This week's prosperity work will have you feeling the greatness. And Jonathan, a question for you.
Certainly. Go ahead, shoot.
What do you love about your life?
Oh, I love so much about my life. But I would say that one of the things that I love and cherish the most is the ability to, the privilege to be able to do what I love and visit some amazing places and talk to some amazing people and listen to their stories and just assimilate what they, what they say, assimilate what they've learned and their experiences into my own experience. That has taught me that we are more one than I ever imagined we could be. So I love that about my life. I love creating the worlds that I do through my writing and through the arts. That's what I love.
All right, okay, I got it. Shani, the Sunshine Princess of Poetry, please share with me what you love about your life.
Everything. I love the struggles. I love the joys. I love the sadness, the ups and the downs. And I love that God feels fit to wake me up so that I can get up and try it again.
Well said.
Voice of Reason, please share with me what you love about your life.
Everything. I just feel like it's a reason and a purpose for being here and being able to have every second of each day I'm living to find out what my purpose can be to help and do. Keeps me always looking forward to living life to the fullest, and being able to do that keeps me in love with living life.
Quiet Storm, what do you love about your life?
What do I love about my life? What I love about my life is the ability to just be in it. And believe it or not judge it or try to compare it, but to be able to enjoy exactly what it is I'm doing in the moment. Also, that I have multiple opportunities to, quote unquote, change and fix. Yes, I do. And just accept it as it is, moving upward and forward on things that I think I should definitely be moving upward and forward on. That kind of constant renewal. So as long as I'm here, I am grateful.
Wow. Nakia, the Empress of Faith, please share with me what you love about your life.
What I love about my life is my faith. My faith in knowing who I am and whose I am. Knowing God, that throughout all my adversities, all of my flaws, all of my insecurities, I still know how to go back to Christ and stand on Him, His Word, and His faithfulness. What I love about my life is having a son who, throughout all of his experiences, at such a young age, has the amount of love and compassion towards me as his mother that he does, and never gives up on me, always maintain his belief in me, his hope, and his faith, unconditional love. What I love about my life is the ability to move on and move forward, regardless of my past, regardless of my present, regardless of my choices, and knowing that I'm still human, far from perfect, but I have grace that covers me and allows me to be able to repent, be able to forgive no matter how hard, how long it takes, and how much I struggle in forgiveness. But to know that I am loved by God unconditionally and that I have more to do and that he has not given up on me yet. And that one day I'll be able to share and show that same love or similar love, that agape love that God has given to me. That is what I love about my life and my desire to move on and move forward no matter what.
And I don't think I stepped over anyone. And what I love about my life is that it's my life. I have a life. Life doesn't have me. I have a life. No. And my conversations determine the experience of my life. And I have a choice in the matter. And I love that. I love that I got Shotty the Poet in my life.
Oh.
Let me tell you, you need some Shotty the Poet in your life. Let me tell you. I got some quiet storm in my life, because that's some time you need that quiet storm. Floating on here. I got some voice of reason, in my life with a money-making thought, and a good cheeseburger and a sandwich for a friend, I love it. I got a Nakia Empress of Faith in my life. Oh, God, and just, positive, energetic, strong. I don't even want to say strong. Now, let me strike that. Not strong. Powerful with pleasure. I like that better. And that I got a Jonathan Amaret in my life. who remembered us from episodes ago. So,
35 was a long time ago.
Long time ago, 120-something episodes, I can count.
Wow, that's
So your prosperity homework is every day, whomever you speak with, ask this question. Please share with me what you love about your life. If you speak with someone more than once a day, you get the pleasure of asking them to share multiple times. Yippee! Notice, if you consider asking person X or Y to share, and what we want you to notice is, notice if you consider asking person X or Y to share, and what those considerations are really about. Notice if you are making a decision whether you should ask them to share and what those decisions are really about. Notice what it is like when you actually do ask people to share. Jonathan touched on it earlier, being present to what is around you. jot down any breakthroughs or breakdowns and doing the exercise and share them with others, including us. Demand a miracle.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and your money, 'cause yeah, it's a beautiful thing.